皆は僕をダメなやつと思う鏡を見つめる僕を見下げているけど中には大きな力希望がある Maybe I'm a little young but you don't know what I become Can't you see it in my face A demon living in disguise but you can see the killer in my eyes I've got a look you can't escape yesterday. Feels like I fell 1,000 times. Nothing but doubt to flood my mind. 'Cause sometimes it's hard to remember why I ever started racing with my dreams. A restless December, feeling I was meant for more than I believed. I'll never surrender, rather try and fail and fall 1,000,000 times. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I know where.
I'm going to change my microphone to that real quick. Let's do this. Okay, there's that. Now let's see if we can fix my audio real quick. Audio. There it is. Okay, we should be good now. Sorry about that, guys. We're good now. Hopefully there's no issues today with power. Yesterday was very weird. It wasn't just me. It was everybody around me as well. We're going to be continuing our poison type tier list. We don't have that many left. We have like 25 or so. Which shouldn't take too long. Let me just get through to save and quit. Because we will be referencing the Pokedex as well as we go along. There we go. So I think we got down to... we did Seviper, we did Badoo. I think we were at Stunky. I think is where we were at. Because we're going to do these guys a little bit later. We thought we did Gulpin. Yeah, Gulpin's there. Okay. Yeah, we have Stunky. Stunky's interesting. I always remember using Flamethrower after, like, the Windworks in BDSP. 34 is not a bad evolution. A little late, but it's not awful. These stats are okay. Got nice hit points. Its defenses are usable, but nothing impressive. It's got usable speed, usable attack. Again, nothing here, like, jumps out at you like, oh my gosh, this is outstanding and I want to use this all the time. Its typing, however, is very good. It's only weak to ground type moves. This is a very nice defensive typing to have and can be a little aggravating to get rid of. Stench, again, with Stench, you'd want to have something that has faster speed than, what was it, 84? Yeah, 84 that you got there. Aftermath is kind of a good one, but if you kind of get chipped down, it doesn't do much. Even then, you have to get KO'd in order for it to do something. Keen Eye, so what? Neutralizing Gas, kind of so what when you're using it. If there were going to be doubles, you could do some cool stuff with it. Not a great way to really take advantage of it right now. None of these abilities, I think, are great in Classic mode. Even in Endless, which we aren't really talking about, but even in Endless, they have very limited use. Yeah, none of these are crazy. Maybe you get a cheeky chunk of damage if you get, like, one shot by Rayquaza or Eternatus. You get damage back on them. It does have 103 base hit point stat, but even that's not, like, Blissey levels or even half of it or something like that. Get Ceaseless Edge. Ceaseless Edge is a really cool move. It's one of the moves that does damage, but also sets up hazards in the form of spikes for this. Something really cool you could do is actually put like a multi-lens on this thing. And if Ceaseless Edge hits both times, you'll get 2 layers of spikes down in a single turn, which is really, really cool. I actually did that on a CAC turn. I managed to get 2 multi-lenses in a run. Send it out, use Ceaseless Edge once, and all of a sudden I have 3 layers of spikes out. Which is very, very good. Fire Lash is a cool one. Lowering defense is always pretty neat. Again, something that pairs really well with multi-lens because of its secondary effect. Recover, I don't know how much you'd be able to take advantage of it with its defense and special defense are usable, and it's saved by its hit points. You could probably try to go like a beefier, bulkier stun tank set, and use Recover. Just having that type of healing so you don't have to use potions and stuff is good. I just don't think you get a ton out of it, especially compared to some other mons that have healing moves. Definitely usable, though. Probably especially in the early game when things aren't going to be one-shotting you. They're going to be chipping you down. You could definitely use this. Dire Claw, really good. Secondary effects. So again, if you find a multi-lens, even more reason to use it. And it's Stab. Yo, Han, what's going on, man? It gets Flamethrower for some reason. Kind of funny. Acid Spray, again, a special move. If you want to use it, find a multi-lens. Like, it actually has a lot of things that work with multi-lens. Sucker Punch is really cool. It's a stab priority move that's really strong. For a priority move, they just have to be attacking, which they usually are. Night Slash is fine. Physical dark type move. It's what we were starting with today. Other than that, you just get Bite for... you get Bite. So you have a lot of dark type moves in here, but you don't have any physical poison type moves, which is why you're going to want to grab like Dire Claw if you can. I'm guessing it learns Poison Jab. I'm just going to double check. Does it get Sword Stance? It doesn't even get Sword Stance. That sucks. That would have been nice. Yeah, there's Poison Jab. Gets Play Rough as well, which is cool. Other stuff. Does it get like Bulk Up or Dragon Dance? No, it doesn't have any setup moves, and that's going to hurt it. It costs 2, which isn't too bad. But it doesn't really do enough for me to get excited about it. Frankly, I'd probably put it maybe here. Yeah, probably in there. It's got really good typing and that helps. But no, it doesn't get Sword Stance. Oh, never mind. It does. I completely went right... No, I went right by it. I missed it. I still think it stays there. I missed it. Okay. I still think it stays there, but it makes it a little bit better. You know, it might actually go up, just because this doesn't evolve. It doesn't quite have the stats to do so. Drapion is my favorite bug type, and we will get to it. And yes, I realized the joke in there. Oh, Scruppy's up next. Cool. Alright. So my favorite bug type, Drapion. Again, Poison Dark typing is absolutely insane. It's so good. We just talked about it with Stunky. Good defense, usable hit points, usable special defense, decent speed, decent attack. Like, all of those are definitely usable. This is a good stat spread. You don't really have anything wasted in, like, special attack, really, and stuff like that. Battle armor, usually not a big deal. Sniper is really cool, though, and then you combine it with Super Luck. I don't know, but I'll take it. Yeah, Sniper plus Super Luck is a very powerful combination and can definitely put a lot of damage out. Coil as a setup move is pretty cool. We just talked about Dire Claw. Crab Hammer for coverage. It hits hard, a little inaccurate, but critical hits land more easily. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of 100% crit in here. And then Wicked Blow. It always crits. Therefore, you have Sniper. Also, this thing costs 3. Just to put it out there. So yeah, the egg moves combine very well with Sniper and Super Luck. And then Coil is a good setup move. Plus, it boosts your accuracy if you're running stuff. It gets the Fang moves as well, if you want coverage for, like, Rayquaza and stuff. It gets Fell Stinger at 1, which is kind of an interesting setup move if you want to boost your own damage. You have to time it, and you don't have Stab on it after you evolve, but still pretty cool. Poison Fang if you don't have Dire Claw unlocked. Bug Bite, I love. I think it's hilarious, especially if you have, like, a multi-lens. Multi-lens Bug Bite, I think, is funny. Knockoff is solid. Night Slash is also solid. I'd actually probably prefer Knockoff in most situations. Cross Poison, critical hits land more easily. There you go. X-Scissor, critical hits land more... I thought this had a higher critical hits chance. Huh, alright, my bad. I thought this had a higher crit chance. And then Crunch, but I actually think the other Dark-type moves are better. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that base shiny. Slenderfang, it gets Sword Stance if you want it. Some ground coverage. I think for 3, this thing's pretty good. There's a lot you can do with it, and its egg moves all work really well together. Biggest thing is you want to get at least Sniper, but it's not even a hidden ability, so it shouldn't be that tough to get. And then Super Luck just puts your damage way over the top as well. Biggest thing is its setup move. Does it get Dragon Dance? It doesn't. Okay. Its setup move of Coil doesn't raise your speed. That's the biggest thing. So you're going to want to find, like, Carbos. Maybe even put a Jolly Nature on it. And find, like, a couple Quick Claws. That's the biggest thing that will hold this thing back. Because its bulk is usable, especially its defense, but it's not exceptional. So if you can fix the speed, this thing will really do very, very well. And again, great typing as well. I think this thing actually goes, like, low A tier. Just because of how much damage it can put out. No, accuracy isn't bad at all, especially because of Crab Hammer. Might actually put it here. Yeah. I think it's A tier, especially at 3. However... yeah, that evolving at 40 is a little late. Oh, thanks. I was just clearing out my throat. Yeah, I actually don't think you want Gunk Shot on this thing. You'd probably want, like, Dire Claw just for the secondary effects. But you could definitely run it. If you wanted to. I just like having the secondary effects. For a very hard hit, yeah, for sure. Also, I wonder why my Streamlabs is, like, 2 seconds behind when you actually put it into YouTube chat. But no, I think it's good. I think it's A tier. Krogunk. I'm just going to kind of go down this list and we'll go back and pick things up. We talked about it in the fighting type one. Good attack. Usable speed. It's another mixed attacker, so I feel like the special attack stats are a little bit wasted, so its bulk is a little less than what I would like. Abilities, though. Anticipation, bleh, Dry Skin. Like, Dry Skin's cool. Can be helpful against, like, water types. Poison Touch is chip damage, I guess. Moxie is where it really comes in, though. Like, Dry Skin and Moxie. Really good combination. You have a little bit of defense, and you have just one of the best scaling abilities in the game, because it can set itself up just by KOing things. Egg moves, Dire Claw, really good. Triple Axle, arguably the best move in classic Pokerogue. Thunderous Kick. I'm not crazy about this, but it's strong, it lowers defense, and it's stab. Victory Dance, one of the best setup moves, if not the best setup move for physical attackers. Yeah, no, this thing's really good. All of these egg moves are outstanding. You have best coverage in the game, 2 stab moves, and best physical setup move in the game. Maybe Shift Gear is better. But it's like this or Shift Gear. Now, this thing is still outstanding. Low Kick, Sucker Punch for a little bit of coverage. Poison Jab is nice. Nasty Plot, with those egg moves, you're probably not running special, which is too bad because it also gets Sludge Bomb. But with the 106 attack, which is 20 points higher in special attack, not going to be doing much with it. And it only costs 2. Which I think is very good. It's another one of those, you need a couple egg moves to really make it work. But I'd probably put it, like, here. Maybe, like, a little bit. Yeah, here because of Moxie. I could see you switching it with Scruppy. Yeah, Psychic, but then you have Sucker Punch if you want it. As long as they don't have Psychic trained down. But Sucker Punch will destroy most Psychic types. Just because of how frail they are in general. You have some exceptions, but... yeah, Moxie really, really helps this thing. It's really nice. Alright, next up we have Venipede. Doop. It evolves a little late for a bug type. However, you get this, which is usable bulk. HP is a little low, special defense isn't awful, but you have 112 base speed. I've talked before about how much I love Pokemon having high base speed rather than like higher offensive stats, and why I think it's a lot better to have higher base speed in Pokerogue. 100 base attack is still very good though. Abilities: Poison Point, Bleh, Swarm, Bleh, but it gets Speed Boost, which is great, and Stamina. Stamina can be pretty cool. I think it's a little interesting on this guy. Because, like, you don't have a ton of HP to really help you live those hits, but if you can, he can become physically bulkier. Yeah, Stamina. So he could definitely become a threat and tough to remove if you only have physical attackers. You just have to get there, and then even then you have speed boost. Egg moves Baneful Bunker to give yourself time for a speed boost. Leech Life is stab and a lot of healing. So if you have a bunch of physical defense boosts, you could just heal up, and all of that health will be more effective against physical attackers. Noxious Torque and Power Trip to go with stamina and speed boost, which could be very strong. It gets Baton Pass as well. Does it not get Body Press in here? It doesn't. Huh. But still, it gets Baton Pass. Baton Pass and Power Trip, both of which are good. Poison Tail, if you don't have any other poison moves. It's not super strong, but it's 100% accurate. Crits land more easily, and it could poison. Bug Bite, I talked about how much I love it. Toxic, Venom Drench. Like, the rest of these are kind of meh. Mega Horn's pretty inaccurate. This thing could definitely be a threat. It does get Sword Stance. So you could do, like, swap in, Sword Stance, when your opponent swaps out. Yeah. But you just, like, swap this in, they swap out to counter you, Sword Stance, get a, speed boost. Next turn, you Baneful Bunker, get another speed boost. All of a sudden, you're at +2 attack, +2 speed, and then you're off to the races. Oh, on regular game? Yeah, no, we're not talking about regular game. But then all of a sudden, you're at +2 speed, +2 attacking and something. And they already start out pretty high. I think this thing's good. It is 3, and it evolves a little late for a bug type. However, I think Speed Boost is too good to pass up, and it'd probably go, like, in here. I'd say a little less than this, because this has Moxie. But I think, in a way, it's kind of better Zubat. Because, like, Zubat doesn't get faster. And it doesn't have the defensive stats. Crobat's defensive stats are better than I expected, but that doesn't make them good. Trash time? Oh, yeah, Trubbish. Also, it's interesting, the YouTube emotes don't come through on my Streamlabs. I see it on my YouTube chat, but they don't come through on my Streamlabs. Oops, wrong tab. Actually, next one's Fungus. Where is Garbodor? Oh, no, I was over Garbodor, or Trubbish. Never mind. This guy evolves at 36. Average stats across the board, which is kind of blah. Yeah. Trash into it. Yeah. I mean, its stats are all usable. Its attack is its best, and it's only at 95. But, like, its bulk is average, maybe slightly above average, because everything is 80 or slightly above. Its speed is usable, but you're not going to be outspeeding everything, or even a lot. Stench, we talked about it with not a high speed. Weak armor is kind of cool. You can get a ton of speed at the cost of losing some health. Or some defense, sorry. Aftermath, if something's going to one-shot you, it's helpful. But I don't like using Pokemon where they get stronger when they get... Like, in order to get value out of their ability, they have to get KO'd. I'm not a fan of that. Neutralizing Gas, we talked about it on Stunky. Blah. Weak Armor is the only thing that really saves this in terms of abilities and passive. Even that it's not great, but it's an option, so you can start moving faster. Too bad you can't get, like, Weak Armor and Stench. But Coil, setup move with accuracy, recover, lets you live a little bit longer. Dire Claw, and it gets Gigaton Hammer, which is super strong. And the reason Gigaton Hammer is important is because its Gmax form gets Steel typing. It also gets a lot more defensive stats. It gets slower, but it also gains... What's that? 26 attack stat? So even though it's slower, it becomes significantly bulkier, hits harder, gains the Steel typing. Does make you 4 times weak to ground, unfortunately, but gives you a lot of other resistances as well. Yeah, this thing's definitely usable with its Gmax form. Its abilities, it gets Toxic Debris, and it keeps Neutralizing Gas, but Toxic Debris is still pretty cool, especially because you're going to be able to live hits now that you have all of those extra defensive stats. Level moves, not a ton in here. Metal Claw is interesting. Toxic Spikes if you don't have the Mega. It gets to swallow stuff. Body Slam's interesting. I kind of like it just for the chance to paralyze. Sludge Bomb is special, unfortunately, not physical. And then it gets Gunk Shot and Explosion. These aren't insane. You'd probably mostly be wanting to run your egg moves plus like maybe a TM or two. But with the Gmax, this thing becomes good. Like the Steel typing's good. However, before that, it's kind of lackluster. Just it doesn't really do a ton for you at all. And so because of that, I'd put it down like here. Because it needs the Gmax. Yeah, he is cheap. He's 2. But even with that, because you need the Gmax, I think I'd put it here. He's self... Like, you can use him on your own. Meanwhile, like, Victory Bell kind of wants to Sunlight and stuff. Go from there. Amoonguss. Yes. The Scourge of VGC is not nearly as good in Pokerogue. Grass Poison typing we've talked about before. High HP. Surprisingly decent attack and special attack. Like, they're not great, but still usable. Its defenses and special defense are usable and slightly better than usable. Abilities, Effect Spore is Regenerator is really cool, though. Thick Fat is also really good. Thick Fat is an outstanding ability on this guy. Changes 2 of your weaknesses to neutral damage, which is really nice. And Regenerator, if you can swap him out constantly, is also helpful. Pollen Puff would be better if you could do doubles all the time because it can heal your teammate. Still a strong move, you just don't get stab on it. 1 second. Excuse me. Parting Shot to work with Regenerator. Yeah, he does have VGC moves. Foul Play seems interesting. I'll go through his moveset. Maybe there's something in there. But it does seem a little because none of his abilities work with it. And none of his other egg moves do either. Sappy Seed's a really good ability, though. Strong Grass-type attack that also sets down Leech Seed. Very good. You got Growth, I guess, if you want to do Foul Play. Oh, no, wait. Foul Play is solid. Sorry, I was getting mixed up with Power Trip. Yeah, Foul Play can be a good answer. Like, between Foul Play and Sappy Seed, this thing can actually threaten Eternatus quite a bit. You kind of want to have Thick Fat, that way you don't get one-shot by Flamethrower. Even then, pretty good. Sweet Scent has some niche utility in some of the mystery events. Giga Drain to help you survive a little bit longer. Rage Powder, also really good against Eternatus in the second phase. And it also gets Spore. So you could probably do like Spore, Rage Powder, Foul Play, Sappy Seed. against Eternatus, and it'd be really solid. Just make sure you have thick fat for it. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a ton in here. I think there's some niche coverage. But in general, I'm not crazy about lowering his stats. Eternatus' stats, I'd rather just punch through it. And if you have Sappy C, you don't really need to lower his stats. Yeah, you definitely can use it if you want. If you're running Clear Smog, though, don't run Foul Play. And if you did that on the set I suggested, that gives you 3 status moves and only 1 damage dealing move, which could get you into trouble with Eternatus' treasure. Or pressure, sorry. Copy, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, this thing's a solid answer to Eternatus. Not on its own, but definitely a good support piece. Tired? Go get some sleep! Foul Play and Parting Shot seems interesting. Leech Seed's really good. Exhausted. Then go get some sleep! Then go get some sleep, guys! I appreciate you being here. Oh, so this thing costs 3. Go get some fucking sleep! I'm gonna put it up here. I think it's better Tentacool, and it has more answers for Eternatus. Because I might even put it above Ekans. Even though Ekans gets Dragon Dance, I think Amoonguss is probably a little bit better overall. Took a nap? Alright. America. Alright, it's 8:30 p.m. Got it. Oh, you guys are only like an hour apart. Alright. Alright, we got Skrelp. I actually really like this little guy. 6 candies away from getting another one. It does evolve late. 48 is pretty late. However, it's pretty specially bulky. And then that typing also isn't bad. Poison only has 2 weaknesses. Dragon has a ton of resistances. They don't synergize with each other extremely well outside of poison covering for fairy typing. But, okay, no problem, Han. I still like this guy. I think Dragon Poisoning's a pretty cool combination. He was the original Eternatus. I don't think there was another Dragon Poison type before him. Poison Point, Poison Touch are both pretty meh. However, it gets adaptability in Dragon's Maw, so it can put out a lot of damage, and its special attack stat is 97. The 44 speed is blah. I mean, these are still good. Like, Dragon's Maw is still good. Adaptability is also really good. Egg moves. Strength Sap is cool. It gets Core Enforcer as its rare. Alright, I'm grinding this guy. Holy shit, I'm grinding this guy. It's slow, but like, Core Enforcer, Dragon's Maw adaptability. And it gets Calm Mind. Too bad it loses something with Trick Room. But like, even then, this thing might be a case for Trick Room. Alright, Calm Mind and Core Enforcer alone are good. I don't care as much about Trick Room and Straight Sap. Core Enforcer's insane, though. And then you get some other stuff. Water Pulse, you don't have Stab on it, but it's a little bit of coverage for, like, ground types. Dragon Pulse, if you don't have Core Enforcer, this thing will still hit hard. Yep. I don't care as much about it, but it is definitely good. I got shut down by it in my draft league once. And Sludge Bomb. So you don't even need, like, its Egg Moves per se. Yep. Yeah, because you, like, Electros doesn't have weaknesses. This does, but especially bulky, and then you Strength Sap to shore up your physical bulk as well. You don't have a ton of hit points, but even then, you're not even that physically weak. You still have 90 defense. So you could do something like Core Enforcer, Strength Sap, Calm Mind, and then like Sludge Bomb. Not this thing got Recover. Okay. I don't know why I thought it got recover. Does it get it in here? Gets Thunderbolt as well. No. Okay. Still some good stuff. Yeah, this thing could definitely be a threat, especially once you get, like, the egg moves. And... Oops. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you kind of want the hidden and the passive. The passive's not as important as the hidden, I would say. And then, like, at least one of these egg moves that isn't Trick Room. Yeah, he is so slow, and that's what's gonna hurt. That is definitely what's gonna hurt him. Again, I'd put him in here. He needs a lot of unlocks, and he's slow. No, he doesn't. If you can get a good Terra typing on him, he could wall Eternatus pretty well. Like, even Terra Steel would work. Or Terra Fairy. Probably Terra Steel. You go Terra Steel, you're only weak to Flamethrower. And that's the only move that Eternatus doesn't get stab on. It gets Calm Mind, which I think works with him. Does he get Power Trip? Out of curiosity. I don't think it'd be good, I'm just curious. He doesn't get Power Trip. Oh well. Stored Power? No, no stored power either. That's okay. No, I still think it's good. Definitely usable. He's only 2 as well. That's actually kind of nutty that he's only 2. Marini! I love this little guy. Look at those defenses. They're really good. It's just slow, and its hit points aren't great. Still really nice to have that much defense and special defense, though. This thing can be annoying to try to remove. Merciless. If you wanted to do something offensive with it, you could. It gets Regenerator and Toxic Debris. So if you have a way to swap it out, like get a couple Toxic Debris out, then put it out. Ceaseless Edge goes with the I'm going to set up Toxic Spikes. Now I also have regular spikes. It gets Leech Seed, so it sticks around. Sizzly Slide to weaken your opponents with burns if you want to. Body Press to take advantage of its super high base defense. Baneful Bunker is a cool ability, so you can poison things. Recover, super solid on a mon this bulky. Toxic Spikes if you don't have Toxic Debris. Yeah, which is kind of interesting. He doesn't have anything in here that boosts his defense even more. Does get Iron Defense here, though. If you wanted to go Body Press. Even without it, you could probably run, like, a defensive nature. Like, you could probably even run defensive minus speed, because your speed's already so low. And just go for a Body Press build. Like a, like a Toxic Debris, Ceaseless Edge Body Press build with Recover. You'd be really tough to remove, and then you slip in, like, Leech Seed or one other move in there. Do you get Ice Beam? It gets Ice Beam. Again, its special attack isn't great, like, at all, but it gets it. This thing only costs 2. It's super high defense. I think it goes slightly below Skrelp, because Skrelp definitely can put out more damage, which I think is more valuable in Pokerogue. And I think you also want a bunch of stuff. I'm going to put it... Oh, man. I'm going to put it, like, here. It's still really good. Not really good. It's still good. And definitely usable. Especially with trainers seeming to switch more often during battles, so your entry hazards get more value. I think so. Skrelp, yeah. Maybe there's something that evolves, but yeah, that's it. And then we have Salandit. First of all, the evolution is a little weird. I mean, look at what we've gotten so far. Do you think any of the other ones we've done so far are S tier copy? I don't think there's a lot of S tier poison types. I doubt we'll have more than like 3, if that. Yeah, Drapion's interesting. I like Drapion could definitely go anywhere along here, I think. Yo, what's going on, E-Game? I'm doing alright. I didn't play the original Monster Train. Yep, it is a ghost poison. Yeah, a little bit copy. It definitely has some really good stuff in it. Yeah, I could definitely see it going anywhere along here. Yeah, I didn't play Monster Train 1 E-Game, so I'm discovering it for the first time. Salandit. First of all, it's frustrating to evolve, because if you've only caught a male one, which I want to say, like, 7/8 of Salandits are. It's like 87% of Salandits are male. Play Drapion often, it's got really good... Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. But E-Game, I just unlocked the Lazarus League. I did a run with them, and that was really fun. I'm going to play it more after stream today. Yeah. 87.5 or 7/8 of Salandits are male, so it can take a little while to find a female one, which is frustrating. However, you get something that's pretty fast and has high special attack, which is good. This? No, I don't think this is a troll Pokemon at all. I actually like this thing. It does cost 3, and it is pretty frail. Not Kartana or Pheromosa frail, but still pretty frail. Okay, it was fun, but... Wait, am I really? I thought I changed it. I had it changed yesterday. Crap. Thank you. I changed it yesterday, and I guess it didn't save. Yeah, my bad. Thank you for letting me know. It's not saving. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. Now, Pokerogue is fun. I have a ton of hours into it. Yeah, I'll probably be doing Monster Train later this week again. Probably on, like, Thursday, which is the next day I stream. The female is a pain to get, but once you get it, like, these are where I'd want the stats to be. Special attack and speed. Both are solid. Then you go down. Corrosion is cool. You can poison extra things. Oblivious might have, like... Never mind, I got Oblivious mixed up with Unaware. Corrosion's cool. Dragon's Maw basically kind of gives it, like, a third stab. Came in Monster Train, but you prefer Pokerogue? Oh, so why? Oh, God. Alright, I followed it now, man. I missed it. It is paper frail. Yeah, no, Pokerogue, I mean, if you don't know me, E-Game, I put some time into Pokerogue. Yeah, I've definitely put some time into it. Let's go back to poison types. It is paper frail, but in the words of Smash Legend Isaiah, just don't get hit. Its egg moves, it has one that's also particularly busted. It's called Core Enforcer. All of these are good. Scald, pretty good. Malignant Chain, super strong on this guy. Eruption, you're gonna be going first. You had photos, but you don't think he came in much? I'd appreciate it, man. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate follows and people stopping in, but like I don't want to have anyone feel like they need to come in or anything. Nope, not a clue. When I see E-Garam, I think E-Sam, but that's Eric Samus, the Smash Brothers player who plays Samus and Pikachu. These are really good egg moves. You could probably run like Malignant Chain, Core Enforcer, and Eruption. And then get Nasty Plot, because it learns Nasty Plot through level up. And like, Core Enforcer's not even its rare egg move, and that's insane. Nah, just go ahead and let me know, man. I'm trying not to get too off track today, or else this tier list is gonna take forever. Yeah. And like, even without it, you still have Dragon Pulse and Flamethrower. You could run like Nasty Plot, Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower. That's already a decent set. Especially considering like its speed. This thing costs 3, like I said. I think it's good, especially with Core Enforcer. I think it actually goes, like, in here. I think it is unironically an A tier. Just getting the female is a little tough. But even once you get it, like, I think this thing could definitely put in work. Ah, okay. That makes sense now. Yeah, I would not have gotten that on my own. Yeah, I think this thing's an A tier. Especially because it learns Nasty Plot. And most of the egg moves you want are actually common. So even if you don't get Eruption, you still have Nasty Plot. And then you can drop, like, Scald later on for Flamethrower, which is still a really freaking good special attacking move. I had to see it here. I think for 3 points, though, once you get the female, it's really good. We'll get there, Copy. Is that what's up next? We'll get there. I'll take a look at it. Rev Room, if I remember right, has a busted passive. Over Nihiligo. Vroom Vroom. Yep. This thing costs 6, which is kind of high. These are really nice stats, though. The only issue is, like, that super low defense. But, like, good hit points, really good special attack, really good... Alright, I'll try to remember that, Tiger. Yeah. I'll try... really good special attack, really good special defense to combine with the good HP, and good, like, good speed. Yeah, this thing is definitely an issue. I hated fighting Lusamine when I was trying to grind out Articuno because of this thing. Beast Boost, really good. Levitate, even better on this thing. Like, Poison types with Levitate are great. Rock types with Levitate are great. This thing is Poison Rock type. That 4 times weakness becomes an immunity. Straight Sap? Well, you thought you didn't have a lot of defense? Now you're healing and they're weaker physically. Malignant Chain, Earth Power is super strong, and it gets Quiver Dance. I did not know that, Tiger. I will look into that a little bit later. Yeah, no, this thing is a fast offensive rock type that's still tough to remove, especially because if you're fighting it, it's going to be a boss Pokemon, so it has Levitate. And, like, all of these egg moves are good. The level up moves, like, up to this point are kind of, like, meh. Like, nothing in here is insane. But then once you get past Vem Drench, it's like, okay, Power Gem. Stealth Rock is fine. Like, again, AI seem to be switching out more often, so you can get some use out of this. But, like, Power Gem, 80 base power. Or, like, if you're... What's this thing? Primary typing. It's primary typing, Rock. If you find it, if you find the Oricorio event, you can teach it Revelation Dance to get 90 base power. No Sludge Bomb. Actually, it's... Venoshock is its best poison type move. Got it. Okay. I will try to remember to do that after it. I'm guessing it gets Poison Bomb in here. I get Sludge Bomb. Yeah, there we go. Not Poison Bomb. I mean, it's a Poison Bomb. I also get Sludge Wave if you have, like, a Steel type next to it. This hits even harder and is a spread move. This might be our second S tier. This thing actually might even be better than Ghastly. Because it doesn't need a Mega. Even if you don't have Levitate, it's still really good. Han is on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to get into why Han, but Han's on YouTube. 6, but I mean, like, look at these stats, and you can get Levitate on it, and it can get Quiver Dance. I still think it's S tier. Like, this is hard to pass up. Because you're weak to what? Psychic, Fighting, Steel? Water, yeah. But, like, look at those defensive stats. As you said, Strength Sap on even somewhat bulky Pokemon is insane. And, like, it's not even like it's bulky with no offensive pressure. Yeah. I think this thing's S tier. The only question is, does it go above or below Ghastly? He's weak to, yeah, but like you could see where if you don't have a water type, this thing is a pain. And it gets Beast. Wait, it gets Beast Boost too. It's above Ghastly. We've been talking about Levitate, but I forgot that Beast Boost is also busted. One of the better abilities in the game. Yeah, no. I think he's above Ghastly, even at 6. And he doesn't need the Mega. Like, Ghastly without a Mega is still good. But Mega is what makes him the S tier. Kind of pushes him up into there. Poiple! Oops. More to the point, Naganadel. Oh, this thing costs 8. So you have to evolve it. So you gotta know Dragon Pulse. Really good special attack, really good speed. Everything else is usable. Abilities, Beast Boost, and Levitate. Again, you don't get as much out of Levitate, but you're still taking a weakness to an immunity, which is good. The Dragon typing's better than the Rock typing in general, I would say. Just in terms of, like, resistances. And Poison and Dragon cover each other. Malignant Chain, Ice Beam, really nice to have in Pokerogue. Including cost. Yeah, I mean, the 8 is significant. Like, that is a significant cost. Because I think costs get prohibitively... or exponentially more prohibitive the higher you go up, point by point. Like, there's... like, you can do more than 2 times the number of things with 4 points than you can with 2 points, if that makes sense. Armor Cannon, really good, though. Even with the recoil stuff. Like, all of these hit hard, and then you combine it with the 120 special attack. And again, Beast Boost, so you're probably getting more. And then you have Clanging Scales as well. He's not... yeah, I guess the biggest thing with this is like offensive Dragouge. Dragouge is way tankier. This guy is just like... maybe not glass cannon, but like cheap porcelain cannon. It could take a hit, but probably not 2. These egg moves are all good, though. There's no setup move in here. That's kind of fine, even though, like, because it has Beast Boost. You got Air Cutter, Air Slash, Dragon Pulse. Actually, that doesn't matter, because you're going to have it from here. When do you get Dragon Pulse? Oh, you just know Dragon Pulse. That's dumb. You've nicknamed him Winona? Fell Stinger, so what? You're not really boosting your physical. Gets Nasty Plot through level up. There's your setup. And then the physical stuff I don't really care about. So, I mean, it gets Air Slash, Dragon Pulse, and Venus Shock, I guess. Luckily, like, all of the egg moves are good. Okay, the biggest thing is like 8 cost. Eight cost is a lot. Oh, and you can't make it Terra Dragon out of the gate. It has to be Terra Poison. Which isn't bad. Like, Poison is not a bad Terra type. This thing is probably like high A, low S, I'd say. It's just 8 is such a lot. Like, if you get this thing as like one of your first legendaries, you can't use the starter Pokemon. Because they all cost 3 or 4. It's just 8 is so expensive. And, like, it's not that bulky. Yeah, it's not that bulky. I think it goes at the top of A tier. But I could honestly see it anywhere along here as well. I'm going to switch these two, actually. Just because you want Guts and Sheer Force on the Nidoran. And you need to find an item for it. Yeah, I can see it anywhere along here. Like, all 4 of these I could see switching in and out. Like, along here. But... yeah, yep. I agree with that. Alrighty, one of my favorite Pokemon for Sword and Shield. Have I not used Loki form yet? Oh, guess we're doing amped form. A mixed attacker. Again, my viewpoint on mixed attackers is it is a waste of perfectly good stats. That could go somewhere else. This thing has high special attack, average everywhere else. Yeah, no, I love this thing in Sword and Shield. Yeah, Han, that's why. Simple Quiver Dance. It's really good because of that. And Venom Moth also gets Psychic coverage for Eternatus. Abilities, Punk Rock, plus Technician's kind of cool. Electric Surge. Definitely some cool stuff in here. Punk Rock's kind of what it was known for. Technician is neat. Electric Surge... more damage. Buzzy Buzz. It's Nuzzle on cocaine, which is pretty cool. Bug Buzz for coverage, but it is a sound-based move, so Punk Rock also boosts it. Oh, Buzzy Buzz gets boosted by Technician. It becomes 90 base power. Sparkling Aria is another sound-based move, and he gets Torch Song. Yeah, yep. It gets Torch Song. It gets a lot of sound-based moves with Punk Rock. The only thing is, like... 75 speed. Then we'd have to go through here. It does get Nuzzle as well if you don't have Buzzy Buzz. You get Overdrive and Boom Burst, both of which are kind of cool. I really like Overdrive. I think it's a really cool ability or move. It gets Shift Gear. Yeah, Shift Gear is cool, but unfortunately it boosts the attack, but it still gives you +2 speed. And that could be enough. It doubles your speed, which then takes you to a 150. There you go. I actually like Shift Gear for this guy. I think it's thematically fine. It's just like, do you want to sacrifice a move for it? But then you run something like Torch Song, Buzzy Buzz, and then either a poison type move. You get Acid Spray as your poison type move? Yes, you get the sludges, but... yeah, exactly. I mean, on Toxtricity, it's just agility. But you have ways to boost your own damage with Torch Song. So, you can decide if you're worth it or not. But then we have to talk about this guy! G-Max. 114 hit points, attacks 137. Its speed goes up by a measly 7. Abilities, Punk Rock and Electric Surge, still kind of meh. This G-Max is not nearly as good as it could be. You get a little more bulk, you get a little more defense, slightly more speed. Blah. Like, this is one of the more underwhelming G-Maxes compared to its base form, in my opinion. It doesn't solve his core issue of being an offensive Pokemon with low-ish speed. Doesn't give him any cool new abilities. You're now forced into Punk Rock, so if you were doing Technician stuff. And then you still have Electric Surge. Yeah, it does. You just have to have the speed to do it. Yeah. And that's what I was saying earlier. This is kind of a good example of why I like Pokemon with high speed instead of, like, necessarily high attack. Because there are way more ways to scale your attack than there are speed. You could put Quick Claws on this thing, maybe give it a couple Carbos if you get lucky, but then you're diving into getting vitamins, getting held, like rare held items or Ultra Ball held items. Chat canceled your message? It came through. I saw it. Yeah, this G-Max is just a little underwhelming. So. Yeah, I'd probably put it there. Let's see what else is in A tier right now. Yeah, it might have been the chat app, or the chat plugin I use, Han. I don't think he's B tier. Because he can one-shot of things and torch a lot of things, and Torch Song is really, really good. Like, I think he's better than Badoo. Badoo is there mostly because of Quiver Dance and some of its coverage and just some other things. I think Torch Song and its high special attack make it better than Badoo. Plus, it has a lot of spread moves. Yeah, Zubat has the high 130 base speed. Yeah, we'll put it there for now. I'll review the list at the end. We'll go over it again. But I could probably agree with that. Yeah, I just wish that G-Max did something more. This guy. Is he not... Wait, hold on. Is he not here? I got this from somebody else. Like, I got this as an already made template. Is that Eternatus? Okay, that's Eternatus. Tough for me to see that. This guy costs a whopping 10. Let's just start with that. Base stats are insane. Something that's going to hold this back is you have to beat Classic mode, or it's really tough to get. You have to catch every single other Pokemon and beat another run of Classic in order to try to catch them. Which can take a lot of time. Even once you get him, he's D tier, or he costs 10. So you can only use him. And you're probably not going to have any of these. Boring doesn't really take points off, but being able to solo does help. I don't think it's C tier because it's hard to get, but like, this thing might not be S tier. Which might be crazy to say. Abilities, Pressure and Neutralizing Gas, like, these aren't great. Like, at all. I don't care about either of these during a run. Egg moves, it gets Nasty Plot, Malignant Chain, Dragon Energy. All three of these are pretty cool. Even Body Press is usable, but kind of meh. But like, these are good egg moves, and I'd rather have Nasty Plot here than as like a rare move. Level moves, I mean, you get strong stuff. You get Dragon Dance as well if you do want to do like physical attack for some reason. You do have access to Dragon Dance. Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower, Dynamax Cannon is insane. You get Recover. Like, you get really good moves in here. Like, just these 3 lines alone, Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower, Dynamax Cannon, all within 16 levels of each other. That's an insane 16 level power boost. And, like, it starts with Dragon Pulse and then just gets better. Pretty sure the TM is just, like, an insane amount. Average. Actually, not as much as I thought. Does it not get T-Bolt? Doesn't get T-Bolt. Interesting. Doesn't get Ice Beam either. I thought it had much better, I thought it had much better coverage. Turnamax. I mean, yeah, if you can evolve him, then yeah, it goes through, he just becomes impossible to remove. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is dumb. This is ridiculous. And you still have Nasty Plot to, like, boost your still ridiculous 125 special attack. Oh, Huey. I mean, it's Master Hand. Pressure, neutralizing gas still, but this is still insane. Like, if you get this, you're not getting it removed. I guess technically you could get, like, shear coated or horn drilled or guillotined, but, like, it's ridiculous. The question, though, is it worth 10 points? I mean, you still have to, you'd have to run into, Eternal Sword Zacian, or else you can just Malignant Chain, Poison, like, Sludge Bomb it. With the 10 points, and how hard it is to get, is it S tier? I have my own opinion. Alright, it's not C tier. Is this S tier? That's an interesting thought, Copy. I'm going back to look at my, we had Rayquaza at the bottom of it. I mean, 10, you literally can't do anything else when you first get this guy. And, like, it starts off with Poison Tail, Dragon Tail, and as, like, it's only 2 attacking moves to start before you get egg moves. Then you get Venoshock. Even Dragon Tail, you're not going to use that much. Because if you don't KO something with it, you don't get rewards. Because you just knock him out of the battle. So you have Poison Tail for the first 16 levels. I think it goes top of A tier. I think just the high cost, how tough it is to get. Yeah, because once you do get it, and like even one egg move, or even one cost reduction, Like, any of these egg moves are great. Like, maybe not Nasty Plot as your first one, but Malignant Chain or even Body Press, they at least give you an additional move to use in addition to Poison Tail. You take advantage of it with this. It is a pain to get them. Yeah, for sure. And then if you do manage to Emax, you have this. Maybe I'd move him down to here. I think this would be the lowest he could go. I think this is the lowest I could put him. I don't think he's S tier. Again, for all the reasons we mentioned. And, like, only really having Poison Tail for a while. But once he takes off, he just becomes a force. Yeah. We'll look at him later, but maybe I'll put him there. Whenever I remake this video, that's going to get me some hate. Yo, Friday, how are you? Time for Strudel. I actually like this little guy. We have, as you can tell by name, we have everything unlocked for him. I think. Let me double check. Perfect IVs, all the shiny variants, all the egg moves. We have a ribbon, and yeah, all the natures. How you doing, Friday? The European crowd is coming in today. Evolution, Graphite. Decent attack, good speed, and that's important to me. I mean, you were talking about VGC when I was trying to do Pokerogue stuff. Unburden. Like, I like the design of them, I guess I should say. Unburden can only trigger once, and you probably don't need more speed, but it's still good to have. Poison Touch, a little bit of chip damage if you want to use it. Prankster has a niche. Pretty good last week. Yeah. So apparently something hated your guts. You doing better now, though? It was on Discord? Oh, alright. Still probably roasted you for it. Gastro Acid, I don't care about in Classic. Parting Shot plus Prankster's cool. Toxic. By the time you want to use Toxic, you're either against Eternatus, which you can't Toxic, or you're against things that are probably going to have Lumberries. I don't care all that much about. And then Sketch has a niche. But good. Okay, I'm glad you're a lot better, Friday. That's good to hear, man. What have you been up to besides just fighting off that type of stuff? Oh, so all of these are designed to work for with Prankster. And, like, Sketch is rough because, again, you can't really do double battles. Guaranteed. That's what hurts this. You have 95 attack and then no egg moves to take advantage of it. Well, that would be broken in the base game, but yeah. You can farm double battles easily, but, to get a move you want on it, but I'd rather see an attacking move in here somewhere. Yeah, if you get lures up, run. Oh boy, that's right. Still gonna get past Watson? Oy vey, that sounds miserable. I couldn't imagine grinding a game like that, Friday. I don't think I'd have the mental capacity to grind something for that long. Yeah, I mean, he gets Poison Jab, but not through his egg move, and, like, Poison Fang, Poison Jab, / U-turn, like, these are fine, but I'm not scared of this thing. It gets Sword Stance through TM, I believe, yeah. But just all of the egg moves going for Prankster feels a little weird. I like the like aesthetic design of this guy. I don't like his moveset and everything. Yeah. Runabout is not as hard as it... I think Friday just hates himself. Go ahead, Han. Also, am I the only one just not impressed by this thing? It costs 2, which is something. Poison normal typing's a neat typing. But, like... that's kind of cool. I think it goes, like, here. Mask is when it comes to Pokemon. There you go. Anyway, yeah, I just don't think Shroodle's good. However, people were saying this might be the next S tier. We'll see. It costs 4. What was it, 40? Steel Poison typing's pretty cool. Has really good attack. 90 speed's usable. Even his defensive stats are fine. Special defense is a little low, but 90 defense is good. 80 HP is good. Has cool typing. Fairy types hate you. Abilities. Overcoat. Filter. Alright. Now you're just not getting hit as hard by super effective stuff. And you have Levitate. Well, also, this makes it really defensive, so it's tough to remove. Let's go to Egg Moves first. Combat Torque, strong coverage. Because what threatens you here? Ground, but you have Levitate. Fire, Psychic. Fighting? Not even fighting. Fire, Psychic? Is that it? Is it literally just Fire and Psychic? Psychic can't even hit this thing super effectively. What am I missing? Is it? Yeah, no, dumb. Okay. AI overview's dumb. Only fire? Yeah, okay. It's just fire. That's what I thought. Okay, so Combat Torque doesn't help you a ton against that. I guess it does hit other steel types that you don't really want to deal with, and maybe rock types as well. U-turn, if you want. Blazing Torque. Neat. Noxious Torque. Strong Stab. Shift Gear. Just at base. True. And then in that case, you kind of cry. But luckily, 1,000 Arrows is pretty uncommon. Shift Gear. Okay. All of a sudden, I'm at 180 speed and like 178 attack. With 1 Shift Gear. Seems pretty good to me. You don't need Magnet Rise, probably. Gyro Ball, Headbutt. You're going to be fast and everything. Chance to flinch. Iron Head, even better than the Headbutt. Chance to flinch. Poison Jab is good. Spin Out hits like a truck, because you kind of are a truck. Truck-coon coming through. Your speed does go down, but then again, you have Shift Gear. Gunk Shot, if you want to go for inaccurate poison stuff, but hopefully you have, like, Noxious Torque by then. Yeah. I wish this thing had a G-Max. No, it does. Yeah. Yep. I mean, the egg moves are fine. They're not, like, groundbreaking, but it's good, hard-hitting coverage. I mean, it be twerking. That's what it does. And then U-turn if you want it. But at 4... I think I put it here. Just because of how easy it is to use. Even if you don't start with it. Levitate makes it insane. Good offense. Definitely usable defensive. Like, definitely usable bulk. Yeah, I think this is definitely S tier. Okay. We're actually getting... We have 9 left. 10 left. This guy. The friend does everything randomized Nuzlocke? Oh, no, no. I did a randomized all on Infinite Fusion and had some broken stuff. I mean, I could see it, Copy. I don't think it'll ever do an overall tier list. I know Hosh and Josh did one, and it was like a 10-hour long stream. Yeah, I did Infinite Fusion, everything random. I had some busted shit in that game for that run. It was insane. This guy costs 4 as well. Base stats, good special attack. Special attacking rock types are always fun. Usable speed, special attacking rock type with like decent speeds, also good. Its bulk is pretty good like this. Nothing insanely stands out, but all of them average to above average. Abilities, Toxic Debris or Corrosion. I'd probably go Toxic Debris. Terra Shell. For the rankings you do. That's alright, Fred. I appreciate you being here and just kind of hanging out. Fusion with only... It was really fun. Copy, if you played Pokemon Myth... Yeah, he's Corrosion. Pokemon Myth adds a new type and has an evolution for every type in the game. I haven't gotten all the way through it, but it's like a new region, new type, and a couple new Pokemon as well. Like Pokemon Myth and Pokemon Gaia are two fan-made games I could definitely recommend that have new regions. Anyway, Terra Shell is also busted, especially with Toxic Debris. Because you can also abuse it if you have enough healing. Egg moves. Calm Mind. Set yourself up. Giga Drain. Heal yourself. Fiery Dance. A move that can boost your damage. Malignant Chain. We've talked about. Hits hard. I kind of like Calm Mind, especially in here, because it just makes you beefier and helps you with damage. Giga Drain helps you reset Terra Shell in some situations, especially against water types that could threaten you. And ground types as well. Ground types are an issue as well, but if you get hit by one, hopefully you live it with Terra Shell, Giga Drain, all the way back up. Trigger it again. Cool stuff in there. Level moves, Mortal Spin. I actually didn't even know this was a move. Oh, it's that move. Okay. Ancient Power at 11, not a bad move to have early on. Stab. You can make it into more of a hazard setter. Stealth Rock combined with Toxic Debris. Power Gem and Sludge Wave is also pretty cool. I think this thing, partly because of like its abilities, partly because of just its overall solid egg moves, and then also being a reasonably, like a usable speed with a really high special attack and good bulk. I think this thing actually goes into A tier, especially as only like 4 points. I think it goes like in here, maybe just above Slandit, just because it has a little more bulk. I have not played Insurgents yet. I have a friend that told me I should play it. Oh, you me. Yeah, I'm hitting a wall. Yeah, I think Glimmick goes there. Especially at 4 points. I wish I'd used this thing more during my my Scarlet and Violet playthrough. Iron Moth! I actually found this thing just in the wild at T2 Shiny. No, you're not, Han. Sorry, another friend. This shiny? Yeah, I mean, it's, because, like, this is the regular shiny, rare shiny, base. And, like, I can't tell a difference between base and tier 1. Yeah, I can't tell the difference between this and this. I guess one's a little later. Anyway, yeah. There you go. Fire Poison, you're really weak to ground. Really high special attack, good special defense, good speed. Like, These are pretty much where I'd want the points to go. Abilities, Cork Drive, bleh. It has Levitate. There you go. Psychic, Water, and Rock are all you got to worry about. Is it? I guess it's gray on, like, the head. I guess a little bit. I don't know. I still struggle with it. I'm just going to use this Chernobyl looking motherfucker. This guy spent too much time at Chernobyl. Anyway. It gets Levitate. I'm glad you could tell a difference, but oops. No, I still struggle with it. I'll just use this. Anyway, Levitate's insane. Earth Power? Okay. Searing Shot? Which one's this? Oh, that's right. This. I think it's a spread move as well. Malignant Chain, also strong. And it gets Quiver Dance. Yeah. It gets Quiver Dance. You Quiver Dance this already high stat. Like, you're going to be in a good position. Electric Train's kind of whatever. Acid Spray. Struggle Bug early on actually isn't awful. It is a spread move. Fire Spin, I don't care all that much about. Discharge is kind of cool. Just be careful with it. Same as Sludge Wave. At least you have Stab on Sludge Wave. Fiery Dance, if you want to set yourself up even more. Bug Buzz and Overheat. These last few, I don't care all that much about. But its egg moves are outstanding. And then this. It does cost 6. But, like, those are really good offensive stats, and then it still has good special defense and reasonable HP and defense. At 6, with Quiver Dance and Levitate, need some unlocks, but, like... High A or S? We're getting there, Han. We're not quite there yet. We still gotta decide where to put Iron Moth. I mean, Quiver Dance makes it insane, right? It's just, it's its rare egg move. I still think it goes here. Is there any type it can't hit neutrally? Yeah, I usually do pre-evolutions, especially if like they keep their typing all the way. Actually, I don't think there's anything we have on here that picked up a psychic type or a poison type. So pretty much everything should be the basic. Have a good one, Han. Thanks for stopping in, man. Yeah, I think low S tier. It costs 6, but like cool typing. Gets Quiver Dance. Really good, yeah. I think low S tier is where I'm going to put that. Now we get to these guys. Okie dokie. I hate just saying the name. Yeah, 6 cost is justifiable. This thing also costs 6. Good attack, good defense, usable HP and special defense, usable speed. This thing's stat spread is fine. Abilities, Toxic Chain or Guard Dog. Yeah. Toxic Chain's probably what you're going for. It's like they get badly poisoned instead of just poisoned, so it's poison touch on steroids. And Dark Aura basically giving it like a third stab. Combat Torque, Tidy Up, Dire Claw, Wicked Blow. These are all good. All 3 of these have stab, and then Tidy Up is a pretty decent setup move for a physical attacker. Did they really? That's kind of funny. I didn't know that. Yeah, these are fine egg moves. They all hit hard. They all work with his kit and abilities. Tidy Up's a fine setup move. If you don't have it, Low Kick at base is actually kind of nice. So is Bite. And you get Bulk Up. Like, you have a setup move and 2 decent damage moves early on. Poison Fang. And it goes up a little bit. Like, Poison Jab, and after that, it's kind of meh. Brutal Swing is fine. It's not super strong or anything. I don't think this thing... Like, this thing could be 5. And I think that would be fine. It's just the 80 base speed doesn't, like, thrill me. Neither does Poison Fighting typing, to be honest. Yeah, no, that was a really good change they did. This thing, like, doesn't excite me crazily. I'll bring it. Like, if this is, like, one of the first epic or, like, epic eggs I hatch, it'll probably be fine. Especially if you get, like, an egg move off the bat, because any of those egg moves are going to be good. You'd probably want something other than Tidy Up, but even that, solid to have. And it can replace Bulk Up for you, probably. I think it still goes in A tier. But, like, probably down here. At 6, yeah, probably down here. Again, it's solid, it just doesn't do anything crazy for you. At 6, yeah. There's definitely more value you can get out of 6. But its stat spread is roughly where you want it. It basically has 3 stabs. Dark being the, like, 3rd pseudo stab. Covers for the psychic that hit you 4 times effectively. Yeah. Yeah. And about these Pokemon, except they suck within their category. Yeah, they kind of do. They're just not exciting. This guy gets Magician as a passive, which definitely makes him way more interesting. Base stats, he's kind of the physical version of Okidogi. And he also costs 6. Better speed, high special attack, has Magician, slightly lower defenses, but okay. Toxic Chain, Frisk does nothing. Like, really don't care about that in general. Toxic Chain and Magician, they're both good abilities. Egg moves, Twin Beam works with Magician and Toxic Chain. Heat Wave, solid spread move, can also work with Magician. Earth Power, solid coverage move, and Malignant Chain, just super strong stab, poison move. I don't understand this start. It gets Fake Out and Scratch. Does get Confusion, though. Poison Psychic typing, by the way. Is Radical Red Poison type run for the Elite Four? How'd it work out for him? But, like, Fake Out can be solid to have, even on something like this early on. Confusion, its stab early on should KO a lot. Then you get Psybeam, Psychic, Sludge Wave, and it learns Nasty Plot just by leveling up. I don't know why it gets Parting Shot at 72. But with Magician, this thing actually becomes pretty decently usable. Especially at 6 and with its high speed. It's definitely higher than Okidogi. Like, I might honestly put it, like, up here. Because he didn't... Oh, okay. Got it. That makes sense. Yeah, like... Honestly, in here somewhere, because of Magician And because of it has higher speed than Okidogi. And I just think special attackers are better in general. Because physical attackers can really get bogged down by Intimidate during things like sea, lake, areas like that. Even like Metropolis in later areas, if you come across too many Stoutlands. Or Swamp with Arbok. I honestly think it goes up there. Magician's really cool. Can really snowball you hard. Psychic's a good type to have in general. Especially for like Eternatus later on. You can do like Terra Psychic. Doesn't get Ice Beam though. Yeah, this is actually like a really thin... That's a pretty thin TM pool. Yeah, I think we can put up there. Pheasantipity. Poison Fairy? Might be the only Poison Fairy besides Galarian Weezing? Is that right? Stats. It's average. Good special defense and good speed. Everything else is above average. I don't love this stat spread, to be honest. Definitely usable, and that's probably why it's only 5 compared to the other ones. Toxic Chain. It does get Technician and Pixelate, which are kind of cool. Like, those are really neat. Barbarage, it works with Technician. Bone Meringue works with Technician. Triple Axle works with Technician and is arguably the best move in Classic. No, like, yeah, I think it's a really cool design. It seems like it could be, like, related to an Amorous, actually. Is, like, always the vibe I got from it. Oops. As last one is Victory Dance. One of, if not the best physical setup moves in the game. It's either this or Shift Gear, depending on what your goal is. Barbarage can be really cool if you have other ways to poison things, if you want to take advantage of Technician, or you just go like Poison Point. This actually works with both of them. Even this does as well, because you hit multiple times, chance to poison. Triple Axle, same thing. This screams to me, screams to me more Technician than Poison Point, just these egg moves. But it starts with 91 attack, which with Victory Dance, you can scale up pretty well. You don't want to fight a Steel type. That's kind of like the big thing. And Bone Ring helps with that. Fine. Double Kick. Technician. It gets interesting things in here. Technician. Even Beat Up with Technician. Like, this screams Technician stuff. And then Moonblast is very good. Yeah. Moonblast is really good, but like everything else screams physical attacker. You can get Sword Stance if you don't have Victory Dance unlocked. Well, it is more generic. Yeah, arguably, almost more. This thing's like one of those tropical birds. I kind of like this thing a little more than Okidogi. I like the design more than Monkey Dory. But this thing also costs 1 less. Like, this thing only costs 5. I think it can be really good. I'd put it, like, up here. It feels so bad putting these here, though. Just because they have Moxie and then Speed Boost and Stamina. Yeah, I think right up there, though. Poison Fairy's a really cool combination. It can set itself up. It's got fun Technician stuff. Actually, I already forgot what its passive was. Oh, right, Pixelate. So, for Tail Slap. Because, yeah, you don't have any normal type moves in here. But you go, like, Technician, Tail Slap. There you go. Yeah, or even quick Technician, Quick Attack. You get the boost on it, then you get the Pixelate boost on it. Yeah. I think it's pretty good. Okay, Pekka Runt is next. It always surprises me this thing doesn't evolve. I don't know why. I always expect this thing to have an evolution. Poison Ghost, really high defense, average everywhere else across the board. It gets Poison Puppeteer, which is kind of cool, and then Toxic Chain, which works with it. This thing can be a damage over time machine. It gets Sappy Seed, so you get Leech Seed, and then you poison them, and then you confuse them. Body Press works well with that 160 base defense. Take Heart, fine. Sappy Seed and Body Press are both physical moves, though. And Take Heart boosts your special defense to your defense, so it doesn't work with that. Yeah, it does have a lot. All that being said, like, Astro Barrage is still a really strong move. Even if you're not going physical, or if you're not going special, it's still a really strong spread move. It's just kind of useless in general in the first two biomes, where there's a lot of normal types. Can still put out a lot of damage, though. Gets Defense Curl, more Body Press stuff, if you want, I guess. Shadow Ball, Malignant Chain. See, now you're looking at more special stuff again, which makes the Take Heart better, but these two be a little weirder. And then it gets Nasty Plot. So I don't get some of its egg moves. It feels like they were going just by its base stats instead of like kind of what it gets through level up as well. But you can make a like pretty decent damage over time thing with Recovering Classic. Again, like Sappy Seed, Body Press, Recover, and then like something else if you wanted to. Or you could go for more special attacking stuff with the Nasty Plot, Malignant Chain, Shadow Ball, and Astro Barrage. Even Take Heart if you don't want to take Nasty Plot. I'm not a huge fan of this thing. Foul Play is also really cool against some of the tougher fights, like Eternatus. You could do like Sappy Seed, Foul Play against Eternatus. Be tough to remove, especially because you resist Sludge Bomb from it. Doesn't get Ice Beam though. Excuse me. Oh. It costs 6. I'm not crazy about this thing. It's too defensive for my liking without enough payoff for what attacking moves it does have. In some ways, I actually think it's lower than this. I think it might actually be B tier at 6. Like, even below Bladoo, because Bladoo gets Quiver Dance and a bunch of other good stuff. I think it's like high B tier. I've just never loved using it. I've used it quite a bit. Sorry. Family group chat. Let me check it real quick. Okay. Yeah, I think high B tier for it. We've done this already. We have not done this Quillfish, though. Hope he gets more variants. This one does have an evolution over Quill. First of all, Dark Poison typing is great. Like, outstanding. D tier mods? Oh boy. Okay, no problem. I can do that. Nihiligo is clearly D tier. No problem. First of all, Dark Poison typing, really, really good. High attack, like, pretty respectable bulk. It's not insane, but like 95 defense, 85 hit points. 65 special defense sucks a little bit. 85 speed is usable. Abilities, Poison Point, Swift Swim, gets Intimidate, and it gets Merciless. I'd probably use these in general, but Swift Swim means if you want to run a rain comp, you definitely can, which could give you interesting coverage because this thing isn't water type. Egg moves, Ceaseless Edge. I love this move Baneful Bunker to set up Merciless for you if you'd want. Recover, I'm not crazy about it. I think Recover is still a good move in Pokerogue. Being able to heal yourself in a roguelike is really neat. And then Vicious Rend. If you do manage to outspeed things in the range of Swift Swim, this thing's going to hurt. It's going to hit hard. Biggest downside to this is you don't have Water Stab on it. Still a 170 base attack move. If you have Merciless up, because they're poisoned, it crits. You're looking at a 255 base move that cuts through defensive boosts. Pretty good. Also, what this thing costs 4 points. Forgot to check that. Fell Stinger, if you want to try to boost your attack on your own for a little while. Probably not going to be able to use it a ton, but it's there. Minimize if you want to be aggravating and trust your life to RNGesus. Barrage, there it is. Does extra damage if it's already poisoned. It also might poison, which is very cool. Pin Missile, I guess if you have Poison Touch. Stockpile, it has Stockpile to Spit Up, but not Swallow. So if you want to recover health, you need to Recover. Acupressure is funny, and it gets Crunch. Physical Venoshock, yeah. I thought Venoshock couldn't poison, though. Destiny Bond for Troll? Yeah, you just can't Destiny Bond boss Pokemon. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's better than Venoshock. Like, I definitely use it because of that. I'm very rarely excited for Venoshock, whatever you want to say it. Barrage actually, like, can set itself up, which is one issue I have with Venoshock. Destiny Bond Acupressure. Were you here for my Parish song flub during the randomized Emerald Nuzlocke I did for a day? True. The thing has Poison Point, but no. Baneful Bunker is probably like the best way to set it up. But at 4, with this typing, these stats, decent abilities, Barrage doesn't make contact? I mean, it can set itself up, but it can poison anyway. Does not make contact. Huh, today I learned. Or Emerald Rogue. Fair enough. During my randomized Emerald Nuzlocke, I had a Lapras that used Parish Song, and then the next turn I fat-fingered my switch out, and so it stayed in and used the move, and I got wrapped by a Tentacruel, and I couldn't get out in time, so my Lapras fainted to its own Parish Song because I fat-fingered. Anyway, I think this thing actually can be good. I don't think it's A tier, but I think it goes here. It might be 8. Again, it's got really good typing. Has really good typing. Yeah, I haven't really played the Emerald Rogue in a while. Pokerogue's had my life. Fellstinger. Does get Swords Dance. Alright, so it has that. If you don't want to run Fellstinger, Swords Dance is more guaranteed. Alright. I could see it moving up here, though. Like, down here. I think it costs 4. Yeah. I think in here. Yeah, we don't have that many left. Sneasler, and these might be our last 2? Oh, and then the Galarian. Okay. Yeah, we have just a couple left. Hisuian Sneasel. Need to find an item. That's the biggest thing. However, really good speed, really good attack. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm trying... I don't know if I'm going to, like, see it all the way through, but I'm trying to 100% this the best that I can. Like, I have a spreadsheet tracking everything. And then... This is where we're at so far with it. Like, I've gotten all the Pokemon, used all of them, seen most of them. I don't care as much about this. Shiny forms are going to be a big one, but I've gotten at least the basic shiny for every Pokemon in the game. Yeah, you can. We're down to... yeah, we only need 46 egg moves left, but we have all of the common egg moves. We've gotten all the abilities in the game. We've gotten all... The only passive that isn't here, I think, is Machop, which is grayed out. We have 100% abilities. Oh, yeah. Well, we have all the passives. It's Machop. That's grayed out, but we definitely have it. We have all of the cost reductions. We have a ribbon on everything. We've seen all the vouchers. And we've gotten all the way through Endless. And then we're working on max IVs as well. And then Natures, we're getting there. This thing's kind of nutty. Again, it hits hard. Fighting Poison's not a unique typing. I don't like kind of how frail it is in general. It's not super frail, but it just kind of feels that way. But with the high attack and high speed, it's great. Oh, it does cost 5. Abilities, Pressure, don't care. Unburden, you get 1 speed boost. It can only trigger once. Poison Touch, okay. Scrappy's really cool, though. Lets you hit ghost types. They're not groundbreaking abilities, but still getting there. Yes, you know, I really like Sneasler, too. Drain Punch, I love moves that heal yourself, especially because this has Stab on it. Knockoff, solid coverage for the Psychic types that threaten you with 4 times effective damage. Psychic Fangs, cool coverage. Triple Axle, best move in the game. In Classic. Arguably, but it's there. Gets Dire Claw at base, really good move. Metal Claw for coverage. Poison Jab is solid if you don't have... Actually, no, you get Dire Claw. You don't need Poison Jab. I get mixed up with something else. Brick Break, though, is solid stab move. If you don't... I like Drain Punch. Pretty solid. Hone Claws, if you want to boost your accuracy for something. And Close Combat later on. But... Did I mention Triple Axle? I didn't get Swords Dance. Fast, hits hard, costs 5. But the access to Triple Axle and the other things, I think it goes there. Yeah. I know, it's really good. Yeah. I'll put it there. Oh, so sorry. I am way more tired than I should be. I'm making sure my sugar's not out of whack. No, my sugar's perfect. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe you could say, like, A+ tier. But I think it's at the bottom of the S tier. Even if you don't have its egg moves, even without Triple Axle, it's still definitely usable. Clodsire. Have we... There it is. I used Clodsire a ton. Like, he was a mainstay on my team in Scarlet and Violet. Oops. I mean, he's pretty bulky. Yeah, yep. Imagine what it would do when it has Triple Axle. It'll be even more insane. Very bulky, very slow. Ground Poison typing. Kind of fun. Poison Point gets Water Absorb, though. Or Unaware. But, like, Water Absorb plus Thick Fat. That's kind of nutty. Like, those are 2 insanely good defensive passives, especially on a ground type. You can abuse it with like Surf or Sparkling Aria as well for Water Absorb. Egg moves. Stone Axe. I love this move. Just like Ceaseless Edge, except I think it's better because also it's flying type Pokemon. I love this move. It hits and sets up Stealth Rocks. Gets Recover, Baneful Bunker, and Barb Barrage if you want it. But like Stone Axe and Recover, just those two alone, I love. Yeah. Exactly copy. Especially on a mon like this defensive. Like its physical bulk isn't insane, but still good. Amnesia if you want it. Toxic Spikes if you really want to go into the hazard stuff. Which I don't think setting up multiple layers of spikes is as good. Sorry, of Toxic Spikes. I think hazards that do damage when you switch in are a lot better. Stealth Rocks and Spikes being them too. Yawn is really, really good. It gets Poison Jab. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it gets Yawn as well, which doesn't combine super well with its poison stuff. But against the harder Pokemon, I'd rather have Yawn than Poison in general. Plus, you can't Poison Eternatus. And like Rayquaza at 145 and 195 are usually going to have Lumberries. Which will, yes, will stop Yawn as well. But, and it gets Earthquake. It has it has 75 attack, but still, it gets Earthquake. I can see like Stone Axe, Recover, Barb Barrage, Earthquake. And then you drop one of them for like Yawn against Eternatus. Probably Barb Barrage. Or Stone Axe, like anything in there. No, this thing can be really tough to remove. It costs 3. All of that being said, I think it goes like in here. It just doesn't quite put out enough offensive pressure for me to be happy about it. Yeah. It is really defensive, but, like, what then? Is kind of what happens. Yeah. Definitely usable. 3 is a good price for it. If you need a wall on your team for some reason... Electric Mon that has an ability that does Magnet Rise on every Pokemon in the field as long as it's... Interesting. Alright. And then the last ones we have... There it is. Gotta go into these guys. Are these the only Pokemon that get poison typing when they evolve? No, there was... Wait. Dustox. Dustox does. Yeah. Anyway. Let's start with Galarian Slowbro. Okay. Super slow. Average across the board. I guess, like, good HP, good defense. Definitely good, like, attack and special attack, and usable special defense, so I shouldn't say average. And the Slow King, more specially focused. And more defensive. I wasn't expecting anything. And it's slow, because, you know, Slow King, Slow Bro. Start with Slow Bro. Abilities. Quick Draw. Okay. Gets around the slow speed stat. Give it some Quick Claws as well. Own Tempo. Regenerator's kind of cool. Neuroforce, though. I really like this ability. Egg moves. Shed Tail. Okay. Batty Bad. Moonblast. Photon Geyser. Unfortunately, they're all special. Which he can definitely use. He has 100 special attack. That's fine. He gets Shell Sidearm as well. Yep, Shed Tail Regenerator. It gets Yawn. Curse probably isn't that bad, except it It boosts your attack, not special attack. So you're really just getting defense out of it. 4+ headbutt. Get Slack off as well. Healing is kind of nice. Psychic. And then these. I mean, there's good coverage in here. Shell Sidearm's a good one to have. Yeah. There we go. Shell Sidearm. Hits hard. Stab. Poison Psychic. You get Psychic later on. These egg moves give good coverage and some utility. And then if we look down at Galarian Slowking, it's more special attacking focused, a little more defensive abilities. Curious, I actually don't know this ability. Pokemon. Interesting. I don't like that ability in Pokerogue. And then Regenerator and Intimidate, which is kind of cool. Regenerate and Intimidate works better on this as well, because you have Intimidate to combine with the Shed Tail when you bring it back in. Stuff like that. Gets Eerie Spell. And then Chilly Reception. Yeah, no. Gets Nasty Plot at 1, which is kind of cool. And like Nasty Plot and Power Gem. Yawn again, and then everything else. Yeah. I think Slow King's better than Galarian Slow Bro, in my opinion, especially with these egg moves. It costs 3. I don't think they're good. I think they are just more B tiers. They can put on offensive pressure, though. So I think I'd put it like there. Yeah. I'm actually moving these down. Oddish is too slow for me, and Strudel doesn't quite do enough, in my opinion. And that's our poison types. I guess I can rank these separately. Yeah, if I'm going to rank them separately, this probably stays in, like, here. And this probably goes up just a tad. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have it... What? Yeah. It just doesn't do anything well enough. What do you guys think? This is the finished poison tier list. I'm fairly happy with it. Yeah, Scruppy really does, but Scruppy doesn't get Flamethrower. Yo, Lily, what's going on? You're catching us right at the end. We just finished up the Galarian Slowbros and Slowkings. So we're seeing, this is kind of the finished list. I'm getting everyone's final thoughts. Just checking around? No, we haven't really played today, so I don't have any bugs or anything to report. Oh, I did have a question. Hold up. What's up with the passive being disabled? Is physical attack? Yeah. Exactly, copy. I just know it because that's what was it, Mars used in the Windworks. Next type is ground. Oh boy, there's gonna be a lot of S tiers. Can I? Thank you. I don't know. I guess. Alright, I thought it was just disabled. I guess that's just me who's disabled. Got it. Alright, I don't know how I disabled it, but... Alright, and then my last question that you guys might know. Hold up. Nope, wrong one. How do I get, like, the passive for these guys? Hold up. Form. Yeah. Is this partner? So do I, like, how do I get candies for these guys? To get their passives? Does it just go to Pichu? I'm not going to do, obviously, copy, because there might be newer players looking at these that don't know how broken it is, especially in Pokerogue. Like, whenever I try to do, it's just for, oh, okay, so there's no way for me to get, like, partner Pikachu with passive? I have to start with Spiky Hair Pichu? Yeah, I don't really like doing, like, tier lists and stuff with a lot of inherent, or, like, assumed knowledge. I do some, but, yeah. When it's just, I'll just wait for it to come up in that. That way we don't have to double back. It gives people something to look forward to. Got a little bit of anticipation of everybody's that like most people are gonna know is coming. I remember watching like an ECM tier list once, and somebody paid him $100 to put Dr. Mario in high tier and ultimate. That was funny. Where did we have? Let's actually open up a new one. Where did we end up putting Magikarp? I actually don't know if we had it in S tier. Yeah, we had it lower A tier. Since you beat in classic mode with only Magikarp without a vote. Alright, I'll remember that when I make my water type tier list. I definitely could see Gyarados moving up higher on this. But. Have a go in, Lily. Why did I put Sigilyph in C? I remember right, it was trying to do too many things. Where is Sigilyph? There it is. Magikarp Tool and Flare Boost. I'll have to go back and watch it. I forget. Why did I have it in C? I don't remember why I had it in C. Yeah. It doesn't get Freezing Glare. Gets Esper Wing now. Nope. They might have changed it to Esper Wing. Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch why I made it C tier. This thing doesn't seem C tier. 4 points. Part of it might have been its level up set, like, isn't insane. It does have stored power, though, right? No? Where did I have Driftblim? I Driftblim in B tier. Oops. Okay, I can at least get Tomlin. I Drifblim there. Or I had that there, and then... Oops. Where's Magic card? Yeah, I have to go back and watch them. Slightly more bulky. Yeah. Yeah, I have to go back and watch why I put them this low. Because they definitely don't seem like it. Yeah, I mean, Oblivion Wing is just insane. Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch it, but I mean, I haven't, like, made these YouTube videos yet, so I can always change it. Yeah, I mean, that definitely hurts them that they need them, but it shouldn't hurt them that much, just like the quick look I saw. It might have been that you needed, like, a hidden ability and passive, but it shouldn't have knocked Sigilif all the way down here. I'll go back and watch it, rewatch that stream at some point, figure out my reasoning. Because, like, I don't think... Yeah, I didn't do notes on flying type, just on normal and fighting. So, I'll go back and watch it, and then Delibird's obviously here. So. But yeah, this is the poison type tier list for the day. Yeah. I'm loving Iron Jugulus. I'm using it to farm egg moves on other Pokemon. Just because I can put them next to Iron Jugulus and just, like, KO stuff. Same reason you can use, like, Yveltal or Darkrai. With it. Speaking of... Darkrai's pure dark. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up there. Dead weight for 40... Yeah. Yeah, that was something that held it back. That's gonna wrap up the poison list. I will not be back tomorrow. I take Wednesdays off. I will be back on Thursday, though. We'll probably be playing Monster Train 2. I've been really enjoying that game, even though I suck hot garbage at it so far. We'll be back then. Thanks for hanging out, guys, and have a good one.